Okay, so hi, Julia. Welcome. I guess we're gonna go off with a few questions, just talking about you and what speech and debate has meant to you from like the competition aspect as well as the program itself and the people within it. So before we go any further, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself, including maybe your high school and the college that you're going to and what you're majoring in.
Okay, so I'm Julia. I went to Riverside High School and did speech and debate for 3 years there. And now I go to Purdue for college, and I have a double major in law and psychology. And so, kind of the overall goal is like a forensic psychology type degree.
So cool. I had no idea. That's really cool. I love that. Okay. So jumping right in, what are all of the events you've competed in? Feel free to include national supplementals if you feel like they were really meaningful to you, but no obligation.
Okay, let's see. Lincoln Douglas debate, public forum debate, congressional debate, extemporaneous speaking, and then a little dabble in storytelling and expos at nationals. Minimal success.
Mad respect. Okay, and out of all of those, which one would you say was your favorite and why?
Probably extemporaneous speaking, because even though I really enjoy the confrontation with debate, I think that it definitely helped me grow with public speaking skills and really forced me to like do research and learn about what's going on in the world, which has been something pretty important later on.
So overall, with your 3 years in the program, I know you did end up becoming captain, and were you debate chair at one point or something else?
Yeah, I was debate chair junior year and then captain senior year.
So with all of that, what has speech and debate meant to you, either in the program or as an alumni?
That's a really loaded question. I think, being able to have a program where you learn serious speaking skills, but then also having the leadership that I was able to fulfill, I learned a lot about responsibility, about time management, organization, and then, of course, on top of all that, just the community that comes from it. I think it was such a family for me, and it even is now. I mean, I'm going into my third year of college and I still have people on the team that I care about and alumni who still do their support, and I don't think that I've ever been a part of an organization or a community that's had that level of commitment to each other and commitment to like their overall goal. So
About that. I'm not even out yet.
I know.
Okay, this one is probably also very loaded, but what is one thing you wish you could have done differently, or you wish like you had changed about your time in speech and debate?
um I had a tendency, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I really had the intention to just do everything right. And I got pretty overwhelmed, I'd say. And I felt the need to be fully in both on the competition side and the leadership side. And I think that that's a good thing to have that kind of passion, but at the same time, it was such like, it took a little bit of a toll. So I think just remembering that, like, yes, it's a huge deal. And yes, you should put everything you can into tournaments. You should put everything you can into whatever position you have, but also like have fun and enjoy it, because now I'm looking back on all these little memories and I'm like, man, I remember like that tournament, I was so stressed, but it was also so much fun, like being with my people and doing something that I love. So I think just embracing those moments too.
Going perfectly from that, what was the social or team highlight of your career? I know it's hard to pick one, so if you have multiple, that's okay too. I love hearing about these.
Yeah. Gosh, that's such a good question. I mean, obviously, like away tournaments were so much fun. I think George Mason, my senior year, especially, was really great because we went to DC for the day, and I had never been to DC. So it was kind of symbolic. Like, here I am on this, in this program that supports public speaking and learning about Congress and debate. And now I'm like in the nation's capital. It was so cool. that was really fun. And then also nationals my senior year, because it was kind of the last hurrah, and I got to do it with one of my co-captains, Meet, who's also like my best friend. And so many of my favorite people were on that trip. So just, yeah, it felt right.
Love that. Okay. And now please do flex. What is the competitive highlight of your career?
um, I mean, probably nationals senior year, because I was a semifinalist in extemporaneous speaking. I think what was special about that, just to highlight a bit, like, I loved the success with World Schools debate. Oh, I didn't include that in my events that I've done, but World
Oh, you're
Schools.
good.
I think those were so special because I had a team. But I think what felt really special about that senior year was that was all me. And it kind of was just like the embodiment of 3 years of speech and debate and what I had learned from it. And yeah, it felt exciting.
With good reasons. Semifinals, that's insane. That's so cool.
In
So,
Florida too, so being on the beach.
yes, true. Fort Lauderdale is so good. I don't think any Nats could top that. Like,
It's
there's
tough.
looking at the program that you came out of, has anything surprised you about how it's moved forward and evolved, or did you see like all of the progression like as something natural?
It's felt pretty natural. I mean, not to get too technical, but I think that there's always changes that are being made each year, and we've obviously had different officer structures, but at the end of the day, I don't know, I mean, it's still a program that's always had the same goal. You see the same kinds of people. I mean, each year has those people who are just competitively successful, who care about the leadership or who care about this, like the energy of the team. So I think that's always something that can be found. Yeah. Yeah.
So, capping it all off, what is one of the most valuable lessons you've learned throughout your speech and debate career that you feel like you can just take into life and that maybe you have taken already?
Most valuable lesson. I think you're always learning. Like you always can improve. I think like it's really easy to be in a program like speech and debate where, you've been doing it for a couple years and you are one of the best, maybe you're the best in your field or whatever. And you're like, you don't need to learn anything else. And then all of a sudden, like a competitor will show you something you didn't know. And I think that that was important for debaters too. And I mean, even in extemporaneous speech, because I feel like I would even get to nationals and I would still be being coached. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that if I hadn't graduated when I did and had maybe 3 more years of being on the team on top of that, I would still be learning. Like, it's going to be the best debater in the world. Nobody's going to be the best speaker in the world. And no one's going to be like the best leader in the world. You have to just keep improving. And it's okay to it's okay for a coach to tell you something new, even if you are really good at what you do.
Preach. That is so true. I know they would love to hear you say that.
I know, like DeHess is watching. He'll be proud.
You will. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Mr. Hess is on here, but mark my words, we will have him subscribed. All right. Any last words before I cut off the recording?
I think just like, I don't know, whoever's watching this obviously loves speech and debate and cares about the program and the team. And I think just keep enjoying it and don't let like hardships or maybe not some great success at a tournament like ever make you feel less valuable on the team, because regardless of your statue, and I know because as a captain on the team, like everybody matters and their successes are just as equal as anyone else's. So enjoy it and keep working.
Thank you.